Welcome in if you're just joining the stream. ESRL is back for a little off-season sprint championship. This is season 2 of this kind of reverse grid sprint championship. I'm very much looking forward to it. 20 drivers on the grid. This is going to be quite the spectacle, I am sure. Hopefully everyone can keep it clean, but these sprint formats, they can get messy with a lot of drivers on the grid, but I have full faith in ESRL. Hello Rick in the chat. Good luck today. We're going to start off with one-shot quali. Looks like we're about to get underway. Here we go. Hello Amir in the chat as well. Good luck today to both of you and to anyone else watching and lurking. I see 6-7 viewers. Make sure to hit the like button while you're here. It really helps me out and it helps out ESRL as well. So I would really appreciate that. But let's get underway. For one-shot quali in France, I'm looking forward to this. No NER Ayrton in this one, but we do have TF Mario, TF Mar 10. I don't know what he wants me to call him. I will go with, I'll go with Mario, and he can correct me if that's wrong. Hello Lifebout as well. Good luck to you too. But I've heard that TF Mario is very, very fast. So we will see how he does in particular, but we're getting ready, everyone getting their setups on in these 30 seconds before one-shot qualifying, making sure they're alright, double and triple checking. It looks like dry for quali. I don't know about the weather for the race, but we will find out, I am sure. Here we go then. Just a few seconds until the new sprint season of ESRL begins. I hope you're looking forward to it as much as I am. Here we go. Let us begin. Right, who are we going to follow? Let's follow Rob. Oh gosh. Okay. Let's follow Avi. Let's follow Avi. I believe P3 in the championship, in the main ESRL championship last time out. Here he comes through this French track. Paul Ricard, very, very tricky section of track this, especially that corner. It feels like it's never ending and you're understeering all the time. He's navigated it well, and in fact Avi is currently sitting on pole position in this one-shot quali. As he comes down towards this, again, really tricky chicane. You've got to nail it to get to gain the time, otherwise you lose quite a lot of time. Avi still pole through that part of the track. Hello Jacob in the chat as well, good to see you, a new face. Always nice to see new faces in the chat. Avi around this never-ending right-hander. Dennis Ivanov has retired from the session. Avi and Lifebout currently scrapping out for pole. Lifebout's lost a bit of time, it looks like. Avi missing that apex, but that actually doesn't matter that much through that corner. You don't lose that much time. And through the penultimate corner, again, seems never-ending, and Avi has not nailed that at all. Around the final corner, he's actually duking out with Chuckling Brothers. It's going to be very close between the two of them. Who's going to get pole across the line? It's going to be Chuckling Brothers by 4/10. Avi really did not get that final section right. Surtak also beats him onto the front row even. But it is a new face, Chuckling Brothers. Chuckling Bruvas Brothers? I assume it's brothers. That would make the most sense. Chuckling Brothers by 3.5 takes the first pole position of the sprint season around France. Avi, who we were following along with, he takes 3rd place, but let's run you through the grid. I'll try my best in the time we've got, since there's 20 drivers on the grid. It's great to see. Chuckling Brothers takes P1 in his, I believe, debut race. He might have been in Division 2. I haven't been following Division 2 closely enough to be able to say that confidently. Surtak takes the other spot on the front row with Avi in P3, and then TF Mario P4. Lifebout down in P5 with Rick, the 2 Alfa Romeos, on the 3rd row, and then Amir and the main Wayne, who's the Division 2 champion. Robinay and Ayrton make up the top 10, and then Ted, Moti, Alfred Chow, Zuba, Aces, RPM Sinful, Scott, Trugster, and then Tia and Dennis Ivanov make out the back row after not being able to set laps. So, here we go. The French Grand Prix about to get underway. 25% race around France, and then we reverse the finishing order, or is it the championship order? Well, for this race it doesn't matter, but I think it's the championship order that gets reversed for the second race. I'm not certain, I can't remember, but either way it doesn't matter for today. It's going to be the same regardless, but we will have this first race with this one-shot quali, and then the second race reverse grid of the finishing order. So here we go, about to get underway. I'm not sure if there's a formation lap. There is a formation lap. Okay, so we get some time to have a little chat and put our get our stream in order. Let's look at the tyres. So everyone on mediums except Alfred Chow, who's gone on the hards. He is a Division 2 Promote E. I think he was the top. I think he was 4th place in Division 2 and got promoted. DTS Ayrton on soft. Robinay, Amir, Avi, 2 McLarens, and Tia also joining the Ferrari on the soft tyres, but everyone else has elected to start on the mediums, which is interesting. I think that makes sense. But don't be surprised to see those soft tyre runners have a blinder of a first stint, but then find it difficult to hold on to the advantage they gain in the second stint, as the others bail for the soft tyres. Round we go for the formation lap. And Chuckling Brothers, one to watch, pole by a significant margin in that one-shot quali session. Is he someone to keep our eye on for the sprint title, I wonder? Surtak not far behind, and Avi right close by on the soft tyres. Going to be one to watch at the start as well. Coming round to the grid. I'm interested to see where everyone places themselves on the grid, because you can place yourself on the grid in this year's game. The AI doesn't do it for you. So I'm interested to see if anyone angles themselves in a particular way to try and cut off their opponent straight off at the start. Chuckling Brothers straight on. Looks like everyone's pretty straight in the top 3, it seems. TF Mario, yeah, no one doing a particular angle. Amir has, you can see there, if you go too far you get set back a few meters, so Amir disadvantaged at the start there, but we're about to get underway. Red light's about to come on. Everyone getting lined up. Here we go. 5 red lights. And we're underway for the French Grand Prix. It's Chuckling Brothers with a good start out front. Surtak tries to get the start. Someone has a terrible incident further back. The main Wayne's out. Robinet's out. TF Mario's out. 6 cars out. 7 cars out at the start. Someone had an absolute nightmare there and took out everyone. Unsurprisingly, there's a safety car. Can we get a little view? Look at the carnage back there. Oh dear, oh dear. Someone lost it off the start and caused an untold rampage through the grid to start off with. Now that is some way to start this season of sprints. Yeah, Mario, Jacob is a Mario supporter in the chat. Mario is out of the race, unfortunately getting involved in that particular incident. It looked like an Alfa Romeo spun, so I assume Rick, well, Rick's out, but I don't know who was the original spinner. That's the key, because I think whoever lost their car caused the carnage. 7 cars out of the race before turn 1. That is certainly some way to start this season. Ted at the back without a front wing. Who else has damage? Can we see? No one else has damage. It's just Ted. Obviously the 7 cars out have plenty of damage. No ghosting in ESRL, so that's why you see everyone DNFing there, because just takes one person and then the whole grid can't really avoid it. So that's why you see that. Avi straight in the pits for a fresh set of mediums, I assume, to go to the end. I'm interested to see if the game lets them do that, because I'm not sure that that counts as a racing lap on the soft tyres. I hope I'm wrong. I hope the game doesn't give them a you're about to be disqualified message on the final lap, because that would be really unfortunate. But we'll see. But wow, 13 cars left. Scott's up to P8. Chuckling Brothers and Surtak were well out of that carnage. They were just ahead of it. They'll be thanking their lucky stars for that. Same with Avi, and I think Lifebout managed to avoid everything as well. But let's look at position change. Right, so Lifebout up 2. Moti Paretz, Alfred Chow, Aces and Trugster and Scott all gaining huge numbers of positions from that start. Obviously being able to avoid the carnage. So either good reactions or good timing. It's obviously difficult to say from my perspective. I'm sure we'll see plenty of people's points of view of that particular incident in the stewards' rooms later on. But yeah, I think all those drivers from P4 down to P8 will be fairly happy with where they are. But under the safety car now. Let's have a look. Yeah, a lot of people in the Discord chat just asking what on earth happened. I don't know either. I saw it was. From what I saw, it was one car lost it at the start, and then just everyone barreled into them, and it was just impossible for anyone to avoid that. So certainly interesting. Certainly one way to start this season of sprints. Scott's into the pits. I wonder if he's going to go on to the hards or the softs. So let's find out. Right on board with the Red Bull driver. He peels into the pit lane. It's softs to the end for Scott. He thinks they can last for the next 11 laps or so. I think I agree with that. I think that will last. So let's go back to tyres. There we go. Ted is on the hards, as is Alfred Chow. But all of the top 7 have to still come into the pits. So I think Scott has he's taken a risk there on soft tyres, which are difficult to get to the end from here. There's no doubt about it. They're really difficult to get to the end from here. but he reckons that it's going to be enough that everyone else is going to pit and they're not going to be able to catch him. And honestly, in this sprint format, you've just got to pit under the safety car. I feel like he's made the right decision there. We'll see if he ends up spinning and losing the car at the end on shattered soft tyres, but yeah, it's a choice which could pay dividends for Scott. All of those top 7 are still yet to pit. They're going to be hoping for another safety car, but obviously with a heavily depleted grid, that's going to be difficult to achieve. What a mess. Indeed, Rick, I agree. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. I saw you spinning out, but I don't know if that was the first thing that happened, or if you just were trying to avoid someone. I'm really not sure. But I was going to do a helmet review, but I was too busy blabbering, so we're about to get underway again. Safety car in this lap. Chuckling Brothers will get us underway. TF Mario lost it, but couldn't do anything. Ah, there we go. Okay. And there's the explanation. I wonder if we'll see that in the stewards room later. I'm sure we will. I'm interested to see all the different perspectives on that incident. But regardless, we're about to get underway again. It's going to be lap 4. When is Chuckling Brothers going to punch it? The safety car's in, so it's up to him when he gets us back up to racing speed. A quick sip of water. Around the penultimate corner he comes. Is he going to punch it now or out the final corner? No, it's going to be on the main straight. He's leaving it very late, is the Alpine. Very, very late indeed. When's he going to go? He's gone. He has gone. And he's caught Surtak sleeping. And Lifebout is taking full advantage of that. Down the straight they go. Can Lifebout take the position here? Down the inside of Surtak into turn 1. Lifebout backs out. He is not willing to do that. And more cars side by side. Alfred Chow aces us round. Further back at turn 2. After being side by side, I don't think there was contact. I don't think they were close enough for that. But disaster for the Mercedes driver. Chuckling Brothers takes the lead. Or keeps the lead, and Surtak already over a second behind him, so out of that DRS range when it does eventually turn back on. But he's going to be hoping to keep in the range of that Alpine as we come down towards this tricky chicane in Sector 2. Chuckling Brothers keeps the lead. Let's go down towards the McLarens because they're in close battles at the moment. Avi and Amir both still in this race, which they'll be very glad for, and they've both pitted as well, so they'll be delighted that they started on the softs. They've really benefited, and honestly I can see a McLaren 1-2 here because both of them are very fast drivers, both of them on the right tyre. They don't need to stop again. I can really see this going well for them as Avi goes down the inside of Alfred Chow. Brilliant move from him. He's up to P5, which is a net P1 at the moment. All of those top 4 yet to pit, and these McLarens are in a fantastic position here for a possible 1-2 to start off the season. What a start that would be. We've got yellow flags. Aces has spun again in Sector 3. Really unfortunate for him. A disastrous start to his campaign. Chuckling Brothers sets the fastest lap. Surtak just about keeping with him, but 1.1 seconds is the gap, and he's out of DRS range. Amir is going to be looking to follow his teammate past the hard tyre-stricken Alfred Chow, who's struggling to keep the pace with all these guys around him on mediums. Here comes Amir. Is he going to make the move on the Alpine here? He's going to try and get a better line. But Avi, we've got to watch as well. He's right behind Moti Perez as he goes in search for 4th place in this race. Down the straight they go. Can Avi take advantage? Moti is not going to give this up. He has every right to fight the McLaren, even though they're technically not really in the same race. He has every right to fight him and keep him behind. But Avi will be hoping that he's not behind for too long. Amir not able to find a way past Alfred, so we'll cut back to Avi as they come down this straight down towards Sector 3. Around this flat-out right-hander, and now here's where he made the move on the last lap on Alfred Chow. Is he going to try it again? No such luck this time for Avi. As he comes around now, he's going to get a much better line out of this corner, though, is the McLaren. And is he going to make the move into the penultimate corner? I don't think he's close enough once again. Surtak is now 1.4 behind Chuckling Brothers, who is looking to be quite the contender this season already, as Avi gets a much better line again than the Ferrari. Chuckling Brothers with the fastest lap, but here comes Avi on Moti Peretz. Down the inside he goes. This could be a risk that he doesn't need to take, and indeed he backs off, and now he's going to go for the move in here instead. Is he? No, I don't think. He's got the enough of a line there, and he's going to have to stick behind this Ferrari for a bit longer, which will be frustrating him now. He's going to be losing a lot of time behind Moti Peretz, and although the top four do still have to pit, Moti is round. Avi expertly avoids him. Great reaction time by the McLaren, and he is now free in P4. Amir is trying to get past Alfred Chow. He's gotten the better run, and that's a great move from Amir. The McLaren's up to 4th and 5th, and the top three not far enough ahead, nowhere near far enough ahead to take advantage on the soft tyres when they have to pit later on. Chuckling Brothers, Surtak and Lifebout still in the top three at the moment, a long way away from each other actually, but we're at 1.7, 1.8 and 1.9 in fact, and 2.6. Chuckling Brothers clearly the fastest man on track at the moment, but it doesn't matter if he still has to pit, which he does. As I said earlier, I really hope the game doesn't try and disqualify Avi and Amir, as well as everyone else who pitted on lap 1, because it thinks that they didn't complete a racing lap on the soft. I really hope that doesn't happen. I've seen that happen before, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the game's rules are on that this year. But Surtak is now catching up to Chuckling Brothers, so it must have been a mistake from the Alpine at the front. And now Trugster is the next man in line to get past Alfred Chow, who's really struggling on those hard tyres, and unsurprisingly so. And he's still yet to pit, is the Alpine. I'm really surprised that he didn't pit under the safety car. That is quite the... It's certainly one of the decisions of all time, put it that way. Trugster will have the DRS though, up the straight. I'm not sure he's going to be close enough, but Alfred Chow, no DRS on that Alpine. Is Trugster close enough? He's not quite going to be able to make the move. Oh no, there's contact. Trugster just braking too late there, and he's hit the back of Alfred Chow. That will definitely be in the stewards, as Moti Peretz gets a time penalty for corner cutting. I'm not sure if that was just avoiding the incident. He might protest that one. Azuba, is that a safety car? No, it's a virtual safety car for the spun Alfred Chow, which surprises me actually. It didn't look like there was really any damage or debris on track or anything. Maybe there was a second hit, as what's happened here? What has happened here? Alfred Chow's just letting everyone through, it seems, I think. On those hard tyres, but he will be fuming as Moti Peretz and Trugster somehow... Oh no, it's a bit of carnage here. Scott's gotten himself a penalty for ignoring the yellow flag. He's not going to care. He's going to challenge that in the stewards for certain. And the top three coming into the pits, unsurprisingly. But as I said before, as I predicted, DRS enabled, VSC is out. And here it is. It's a 1-2 for McLaren as it stands. And we've got a big battle for the other podium position. Third place, there's three cars right next to each other. Ayrton DTS, Zuba and Ted, all right next to each other. Moti Peretz and Ace is fighting as the Alfa Romeo comes out the pits. It's going to be 3 wide into turn 1. There's huge contact. Ace and Moti both off at turns 1 and 2. Lifebout has to avoid them. There's more contact. It's carnage here at turn 2. And all of them are definitely going to be reporting to the stewards for that one again. This is just as I was warned about. It is indeed carnage in this French Grand Prix. But I mean, it's great fun to commentate on. I'm not even going to lie. Scott won't like to see this afterwards, but it is great fun to commentate on. Lifebout right behind Aces, nearly goes into the back of the Mercedes, has to really avoid him. That was very, very close from Lifebout. He would have had his heart in his mouth during that. Chuckling Brothers has exited 4 seconds behind Ted, meanwhile. So he's going to be chasing for the final podium position, but I think the McLarens are gone. They are 1 and 2, very comfortable right now. 5 seconds clear of anyone else. Who's lost it? It looks like Scott. That's really unfortunate for the Red Bull driver. Down to the back he goes, and those soft tyres are really struggling for him now. What's his wear on those soft tyres? It's 37%, so it's not that bad actually. There's Aces. Who's that? Is that Moti Pedet's in the pits? There's a few people in the pits. Oh, okay. Aces and Trugster briefly gaining positions as they come into the pits for new front wings. Same for Moti Pedet's. But it is the two McLarens far and away in the top 2. Chuckling Brothers has already caught 2 seconds to Ted in, what was that, about 2 sectors. So it's not quite over yet. Chuckling Brothers still could be able to catch the top 2, and certainly he'll be able to catch for the podium. Lifebout's lost it in Sector 1. That's unfortunate for the Alfa Romeo driver, as his bid to try and catch the other drivers is also ended. There's no ERS on that Ferrari. You see the flashing red light on the back of DTS Ayrton's car. That tells you that he has no energy deployment left in that car. So the two behind him will know he's vulnerable. And I think we might see a move from Zuber fairly soon, but Chuckling Brothers is already on the back of this train. Here he is, 5/10 behind Ted, and I think we'll see him make the move pretty quickly. On the final corner they come. I think Ted is going to be vulnerable here. He is indeed. Chuckling Brothers a much better exit. Up to P5 he goes, and he is charging. Look at that, 33.0. What a lap from Chuckling Brothers. Already on this train. That was 2 seconds at the start of this lap, and it's now minus 0.7. So quite the performance from Chuckling Brothers so far. Zuber trying desperately to stay with DTS Ayrton, but now he's got this charging Alpine behind him. I don't think he's going to be able to keep him behind for very long. Here comes Chuckling Brothers, a much better exit already out of that flat out left-hander, and Chuckling Brothers straight up into P4. He is out for blood, and he nearly hits the back of DTS Ayrton. Wow, just about managed to avoid him, but that's going to cost him a huge amount of time. He's back to P6, and a bit of impatience there from Chuckling Brothers. There was no need for that at all. I don't think he's got any chance of catching the top 2. The best he can do is a podium, and that's just cost him big time. So Chuckling Brothers, a bit of rookie greed there, perhaps. Just misjudging the braking point, trying to get the move done on Zuber, and losing out. So now 3 laps to go in this race at the end of this one, and the battle for that final podium position continues to rage. DTS Ayrton still in 3rd at the moment. Zuber still in 4th. All of these guys have already pitted, so it's a straight fight for the podium. Chuckling Brothers looks to make this move on Ted again, and down the inside goes the Alpine, and he does indeed make the move. And, he's got Zuber next up, who has fallen out of DRS range of DTS Ayrton. Clearly, those soft tyres are beginning to go for the Williams driver. And I think this is going to be short work once again for Chuckling Brothers, but he'll feel a sense of deja vu here as they come through exactly the same section. He gets a better exit once again, DRS open, but this time nothing for Zuber. I think this will be a lot simpler than last time for the Alpine. Up to P4 he goes, brakes comfortably for the chicane, and he is up. And Surtak as well making progress in that AlphaTauri up to P6, excuse me. Well off after Zuber already. Here he comes. Can he make this move into this unconventional place on track? I wonder if he's going to go for it into this next long right-hander. Yeah, he is. Oh, there was an opportunity, but he didn't take it. He also outbraked himself. Zuber going a bit deep, but Surtak followed him. And there could have been an opportunity there for the AlphaTauri if he'd been able to take it. But now he's going to look to the inside of this penultimate corner. He's going to go for it. And it's a good move from Surtak up to P5. Zuber doesn't fight him too hard. He knows this is not really his fight to win at all. Surtak up to 5th place and looking to chase after Chuckling Brothers, who is in DRS range of DTS Ayrton, who's going to be desperately hoping he can hold on to his first ESRL podium. I believe I'm right in saying that. I don't think he's been on the podium before in this league. Scott round at the final corner further back, but this is the battle to watch. Chuckling Brothers right behind DTS Ayrton for this final podium position. As they come round, he gets the better exit. He's going to have the DRS. There's nothing DTS can do about this one. The Ferrari tries to defend to the inside, but Chuckling Brothers just with a massive amount of overspeed, and it's done before the braking zone. Into P3 goes the Alpine. And that is pretty much the best he is going to get today, unless there's a disaster for the McLarens, who have done this absolutely perfectly. What a decision to start on the softs, benefiting from the early safety car, the carnage on before turn 1 on lap 1. And they are looking supreme at the moment. It looks like the game hasn't told them that they have to pit, or maybe they're eking it out, but I think they're going to be okay here. Ted right behind Zuber now. Zuber really struggling. 10 lap old soft tyres. Let's have a check on the wear. Can we see it? 68% wear on those soft tyres, and we can see it as he goes very deep at the final corner. Ted is going to be up to P6 here. There's a penalty for life out further back, but he is not in a position where it would matter. And Ted up to P6. He'll be very happy with this result, I think. The lofty heights of the top 6 for Ted. He is doing fantastically well right now. But you see that flashing red light. Zuber will see it too. So if Zuber can stay with him with the DRS, he might have a chance to snatch it back. But I think those softs are just going to be too bad at this point. Here comes Surtak, meanwhile, on DTS Ayrton, who's going to drop another position, but he's done all he can today. It's been a brilliant drive from him. He's going to secure P5 as long as he doesn't bin it, but Surtak is going to be comfortably through, and it's a 4th place finish for the AlphaTauri as it stands. But Zuber still right behind Ted, but I don't think he's close enough to really go for it here. We'll just keep track of the Williams. There is no ERS on that Red Bull, but I don't think Zuber is close enough. No, so we'll switch back to Avi, who the two McLarens have been fantastic in this opening race, making the right strategy call. Avi comes across the line. He wins the French Grand Prix. And Amir finishes P2. What a result for McLaren. Absolutely fantastic. Brilliant pace, brilliant strategy. And getting a bit lucky with the early safety car, but all credit to them. They were imperial today. Fantastic from them. Chuckling Brothers finishes P3, I think deserved, with his pace there. Surtak again deserved P4. Scott has collided with Trugster somehow. I'm not sure how that's happened further back. DTS Ayrton did the best he could today, trying to keep those guys behind. Couldn't do it for long, but he has done fantastically well. P5, he'll be delighted with that. Ted will also, I'm sure, be delighted with P6. Zuber in P7. Lifebout finishes 8th in the end. Aces does manage to recover to 9th after his spins and contact earlier on. Trugster will finish P10, I think. Yes, he will. Scott in 11th place. Moti Pedazzo across the line, and then Alpha Chow just behind. What a chaotic opening race. Absolutely fantastic. Hello, I think that's Speed, right, in the chat? I think I recognise that particular YouTube handle, but good to see you, mate. And Marcus Short, safety car, what a race. I'm chuckling. It is Chuckling Brothers, right? It's no other. I assumed that was the how you pronounce it. But you were on fire today. Absolutely amazing pace from you, but very unlucky with that safety car. The McLarens got it spot on, getting lucky with that early safety car, but they kept it together and they kept the pace well. And okay, good. But yeah, you nearly screwed it up though. Nearly went straight into the back of the Ferrari after overtaking Zuber. That was very close. You did well to avoid him, but I'm sure your heart was in your mouth in that particular moment. But it is a McLaren 1-2. Avi takes the win with Amir alongside him. Fantastic race for them. Chuckling Brothers down in P3 in the end after a bit of bad luck with the safety car, but still he is one to watch this season for sure. Surtak in P4 just behind and getting the fastest lap point. DTS Ayrton, great race for him in P5, and then Ted, Zuber, Lifebout, Aces and Moti Paretz make out the rest of the top 10, with Trugster, Alfred Chow and Scott making up the back positions. And then all of the DNFs from the start. Before turn 1, all of these guys DNF'd. RPM Sinful, Rick, Dennis, Tia, Mario, Robin and the main Wayne all out before turn 1. What a mess that was, but still a great race afterwards. And I'm very much looking forward to the reverse grid to come in a few minutes. We'll skip over that part, my misjudgment. No, we've all done it. We've all done it. But well done to you for avoiding him. That could have been very nasty. Ted is flying. He certainly was that race. He was brilliant, but you were struggling on those softs, to be fair, Zuba. TF Mario is going to destroy you. So we've got, well, we've got a Chuckling Brothers fan in the chat. We've got a TF Mario fan in the chat. Does Zuba count as a Ted fan? Maybe. But what a race for the McLarens. Fantastic start to the season. Absolutely perfect for them. They'll be buzzing with that. And they're going to be hard to beat this season, I think, as a team. TF Mario. I've seen other people refer to him as Mario, so that's what we're going with. One thing to lead from the front, another to come through the pack. So sort the men from the boys. Ah, yes. I love some reverse grid sprint races. I have done plenty of them in my time. In the other league that I'm part of, and it is fantastic fun. But it's all about patience. All about patience and just anticipation as well. Being able to see incidents before they happen is often the key to doing well in the sprints, in reverse grid sprint races. So we'll see who is the best at that today, especially with a 20-car grid. It is quite the task, and on a track like Zandvoort, this is going to be very interesting indeed. Who is going to have the patience? Who is going to take the risks? We'll find out. Loving the commentary. Thank you very much. Very kind words, thank you. I will be here all season. I'm not sure about the final race, or the final week, because it's so close to Christmas. I do not know where I will be on that day. So if I don't make it to that one, I do apologise, but I will try my best. Other than that, I will be here all season, and then when the next season of Tier 1, or Division 1, I think they call it here, in ESRL, when Division 1 starts, I will be there all season long, and hopefully I'll be joined by my co-commentator Sumo for some of those days, but otherwise... when starts the next race? Whenever Scott has finished the grid, and since there are 20 cars, it might take a little while, so do bear with him. He will be going as fast as he can, but it won't be too long, I imagine. Oh, let's have a look at this POV. Okay, yeah. Blimey. Nothing anyone could do about that one. That is quite the incident. So it looks like... yeah, that AlphaTauri just goes absolutely wild. As TF Mario... I think TF Mario loses it before turn 1. And takes out 7 cars. Rick has sent me his POV as well. He's right behind TF Mario, so this is a good POV. Yeah, TF Mario just loses it. Nothing he can do, nothing anyone else can do. That is so unfortunate for all the drivers caught up in that. Yeah, it was quite the spectacle, that's for sure. I've never seen on this game, or on any F1 game in a league, I've never seen 7 cars retire in one incident. I've never seen that before, so certainly quite the spectacle there. Hopefully we can have a clean start for this particular race. Reverse grid in Zandvoort, it's going to be quite the race. I'm sure we're about to get underway fairly soon. I'm just going to refill my glass of water while we wait. I'll be right back. I'm back, and just in time it seems. So we're about to get underway for the reverse grid race. Time for some rain, says Lifebout. Hopefully turn 1 is clean, I agree. Let's go Mario. Well, he can't exactly do much worse than the previous race, so he's at least got that going for him. I'm not certain how the reverse grid works in for these sprints. It's been a while. I'm not sure if they also send the DNF'd cars to the front of the grid or not. But we're about to find out. We'll find out on the formation lap. And I will do... I'll try and do a helmet review of everyone on the grid during the formation lap as well while we wait. Everyone getting their setups on, making sure to double and triple check that they've got the right setup for Zandvoort. We're about to get underway. Remember, no assists in the ESRL, no assist at all, not even racing line or anything like that. So all these drivers on completely equal terms. And tends to be a lot more mistakes in these in elite settings leagues as well, and it's great fun to watch and to be a part of. Here we go, formation lap about to get underway, and indeed it is all the DNF'd cars will not start at the front. They do indeed get sent to the back. So Chuckling Brothers actually starting 11th for this race. I think he's got a very good chance of winning this. Have a good one. I can't do that. No assists yet. Don't worry, Tito. You are in good company. These guys are very, very good at what they do. And let's have a quick look at tyres. Everyone on softs except Chuckling Brothers, a very interesting choice on the mediums. The main Wayne, the Tier 2 champion, and Dennis Ivanov all starting on mediums. So very interesting. Let's do a quick helmet review. Right, default helmet, 0 out of 10. Oh, that's a nice one. I like that from Alfred Chow. That gets an 8 from me, I think. Trugster, that's also colourful. Yeah, I'll go with an 8 as well there. 0 default, 0 default. Lifeboat has the fish helmet. It's nice, but it is also like it's kind of a default. So I don't know. I'm prepared to give a 5. Zuba 0 for default, 0 for default for Ted, 0 out of 10. Another default helmet. Surtac at least has some colours on it. I'll give that one a 6. Chuckling Brothers, he can get a 6. No, a 7 for that. That's quite nice. Amir, bright blue. I'll give that one a 6. Maybe a 7. Avi, oh, that's nice. I like that. Avi gets a 9 for that one. I really like that. The main Wayne, again, pure blue. He gets a 6. Robin 0. TF Mario. No, it's alright. It's quite nice. Quite tasteful. Maybe 7 or 8. Tier, that's an 8. I quite like that. Nice colour. Dennis Ivanov, oh, I like that. 9.5 for that one. Rick 0 for default, and RPM Sinful gets a 7 for that one. But anyway, we managed to get through everyone. Quite a few people going a bit too far on the grid, so they get set back a few meters, but we're about to get underway. Here we go. 5 red lights. And we're underway for the Netherlands, the Dutch Grand Prix, I should say. Aces gets a drive through, another car loses it at the start. I think that is Trugster this time. Luckily, no carnage. Someone's on the gravel further back, but it's a good start for Scott, who keeps the lead. Aces also getting on the gravel, and this time there is carnage. Aces on the gravel, takes out a bunch of drivers, and that's Chuckling Brothers out the session. He's really unlucky there. Really, really unlucky. Robinet is second DNF in 2 races. He's going to be gutted. That's going to be another safety car. Surtac gets the penalty. I don't think he deserves that. That is all on Aces, that one, I think. He's gone on the gravel. He's spun round, and then he's kept accelerating with Chuckling Brothers right in front of him. That does not at all reflect well on the Mercedes driver. But it's carnage yet again. This time it's Chuckling Brothers. He's going to be gutted with that. I'm sure we'll see him in the chat in just a second. And Robinet is going to be so disappointed. So disappointed. That's 2 races he's practiced for. And 2 DNFs. Completely out of his control. Ace is in the gravel again. Hello, Chuckling Brothers. Yeah, I saw it all. I was right on board with you. Or rather, I was looking straight at you. Aces is going wide at every corner. I wonder if there's a problem with his brake pedal or something, because that does seem to be strange. Or maybe his throttle pedal has a problem, I'm not sure. A lot of drivers into the pits, of course. under the safety car. They've seen what McLaren did in the last race and hoping to emulate it. Trugster has retired on his own under a safety car at the penultimate corner. That's almost, I'd almost say that was impressive. That's maybe quite harsh, but you know. Almost the entire grid into the pits. It's only Moti Peretz and Denis Ivanov that have stayed out on their tyres. I think they're going to regret that. But Scott is now in a net P1 on the medium tyres. Yeah, Moti on the softs and Dennis on the mediums. They're both going to have to stop. Everyone else has done their mandatory pit stop. RPM Sinful, Main Wane and Tier and Surtac on the hard tyres. I'm sure that's probably just because they started on softs. So they've... or started on mediums rather. So they've had to switch to the hards. Or maybe feeling like the mediums aren't going to go the whole way. I think they're mistaken. I think they will go the whole way. But regardless. Yeah, Robin. Oh man. There's nothing you could do about either of those. That's so unlucky. Wrong place, wrong time, both races. I really feel for you. That is a horrible way to start a season and a horrible way to end what I'm sure you would have hoped for a fun night of racing. And well, you drove what, 2 corners in total of racing. That's just nothing you could do about it. Neither of them your fault at all. Yeah, I don't really know what to say, man. That really, really, really sucks. That is just your luck, I think. It was aces. Yeah, I saw that too. And yeah, you're right, he had a drive-through as well, so that is particularly clumsy from aces. A guy who you usually see being very clean, very good racer usually, so that does surprise me. It does make me think there's something wrong with his wheel, because he was going on the gravel on every corner. He had no damage that I could see, but he was going in the gravel in every corner, even after the safety car had come out. So I wonder if there's something wrong with his wheel. I'm sure we'll find out. Yeah, I know what you mean, mate. I know what you mean. But don't worry. There's plenty of time for more reverse grid races as the season progresses. But here we go. Getting ready to start off with. It's Moti Peretz leading the pack. This is not something I find myself saying very often, but he'll be, I'm sure, delighted to be at the forefront, controlling the pace. He decides when to punch it, warming up the tyres, getting ready to go around the final corner. He comes. Is he going to leave it late? It looks like it. He's gone. He has punched it. Dennis has stayed right with him, though. Great reaction time from the Haas. Scott has been left for dead. Dennis not quite close enough to make a move, but it's still a good reaction time, and he stays with the Ferrari. Zuber right behind Scott as well. A lot of position changes happening. Someone's in the gravel. That's the main Wayne in the gravel at turn 1. Rick is also round. TF Mario in the gravel as well. Disaster for him. I know he has some fans in the chat. Scott, P3. Zuber down to P4. Or Zuber stays in P4 rather. Alpha Chow is retired from the session. That is a very easy place to crash. It's at the exit of turn 4, I think that is, as Zuber has to defend from Lifebout, who's looking very racy in that Alfa Romeo on those medium tyres. Amir's right behind them as well in the McLaren. Alpha Chow's left the session, really unfortunate for him, but Zuber P4 right behind Scott, unable to make any inroads, and Lifebout really looking hungry for a potential win today. Denis Ivanov and Moti both have to pit, remember, and none of these guys do. So Lifebout, Zuber, Scott and Amir, all these guys fighting for a race win as it stands. They are in net P1, 2 and 3. as the race continues to unfold. Zuber right behind Scott, who's struggling for pace. Aces is into the pits. I wonder if we'll see him retire with a problem with his wheel. I think we may do. Avi and TF Mario are out of the session. We've got, yes, it's another safety car. What has happened there? Can we see from the back of Rick's car? No, just too late. I do apologise. I wish I'd be able to see where they are on the track. But TF Mario is out. Avi is out. 2 DNS out of 2 for Mario. He's going to be disappointed with that, but Avi, the winner of race 1, he's going to be gutted with that result. Here in race 2, Mario is out. We got Zuber losing positions. No, he spun under the safety car. He's going to be furious with himself, is the Williams driver. And oh my goodness me, that is extremely dangerous from Zuber. He's very, very lucky that he ghosted then. Ghosting isn't on in this league, so I'm not sure how he ghosted there. The game decided to just be kind, but that could have been a monumental incident. Maybe Aces is AI? Can I check on my telemetry? Aces, Mercedes. He's not AI, so I'm not sure what's happened there. I can report no one has damage that is still running except for Surtak, who has side pod damage, but that shouldn't affect him too much. Motipedet's into the pits, so he's going to drop all the way to P11. No, the main Wayne is in as well, so P10 it will be for Moti. Fresh medium tyres. But Denis Ivanov takes the lead. He still hasn't stopped. So he's still not quite in a net P1 at all. Scott still holds that title at the moment, which I think he's going to be as as delighted as the rest of us that he is in that position, but he's going to be absolutely hounded by Lifebout, who is going to be hungry for a win, I am sure. He's going to see that it's possible. That's the main Wayne P12 and Rick P13 both catching up to the pack, and another safety car in this short Zandvoort race. It's been a little bit of a mess tonight, I'm not going to lie. It's great fun to commentate on, but Scott is not going to be best pleased when he watches this pack, I imagine. But yes, it has been a little bit, well, I will mince my words a little bit, but it has been quite messy, put it that way. Is Denis Ivanov going to come into the pits? No, he's not. That's really surprising. I thought he'd be in for fresh softs. He is not. He's going to hang this one out and hope for another safety car. I mean, why not? We've had 2 already. So we'll see. TF Mario is not happy in the Discord chat. Well, I mean, race 1 was absolutely. I've seen a few player perspectives from that incident in France before turn 1. That was absolutely TF Mario's fault. It was a driver error. It wasn't, it wasn't anything malicious. He just lost the car, but he has no one to blame but himself for that one. But this one, I'm not quite sure what happened. I just saw him and Avi out of the race, stationary on the entrance, pretty much at the entrance to the pit lane. So I'm not quite sure what's happened there. Obviously they've made contact somewhere or other. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about that one. I'm sure we'll see. The stewards are going to be very, very busy over the next couple of days. I'll put it that way. Well, Denis Ivanov now leads the race. Safety car is in this lap, so he has the decision to make on when to punch it. He's going to be hoping to leave Scott in the dust, and he's going very, very slowly, backing up the pack. It's his decision, of course. Even onto the grass he goes. Look at this, almost coming to a standstill. He's on the grass, he's letting people through, actually. I'm not sure what he's thinking. Very interesting choice from him. I think he's just I think he just knows that he doesn't want to stop and then go to the back, so I'm not sure what he's doing there. He's stopped, he's stationary, but here we go. Scott and Lifebout into turn one. This is the battle for the race lead. There's no pit stops to talk of. Lifebout all the way around the outside. He makes the move through Scott into P1, all the way onto the curb. Brilliant move from the Alfa Romeo. He is up to first place, and he's going to be hoping to take his first ESRL win. Lifebout looking fantastic at the moment. Amir will be hoping to get past Scott as soon as he can to chase after Lifebout, but at the moment it's Rick and Aces swapping positions further back as well. Denis Ivanov all the way at the back. I'm not sure what's happened to him, but Lifebout already opening up a 1.3 second lead on Scott. That was a crucial overtake for the Dutchman, and he is in pole, well, not pole, that's probably the wrong term to use, prime position to win this race. Scott a little bit wide there, but Amir losing so much time to Lifebout, and it's basically a freebie for Lifebout now, but he still had to make the move. Tier has lost it seems, and lets almost the whole grid through. Round they go, too wide in the final corner, as Rick just about manages to traverse the Aston Martin, but Tier now right on the back of Rick, and it's not over yet. Round the outside he goes for P11. Aces tries to go down the inside for P9 as well. In the meantime, Tier has to back out. There's side by side Aces and the main Wayne through turn 3. Not quite able to make the move is Aces. Round the outside, and here comes Rick now down the inside. Fantastic racing from these guys, but nothing to speak of in terms of position changes in the end. Amir right behind Scott for P2 still. We've got to keep an eye on these guys because this is battle for podium positions. Denis Ivanov has retired in the pit lane. Unsurprisingly, I'm not quite sure what's happened to him. Maybe his game crashed. I think he said something about that in the chat. Aces side by side with the main Wayne further back. We've got to cut to them because they're still side by side as they go up towards this quick right-hander down towards the end of the straight. Who's going to come out in front? It's going to be the main Wayne, but he's onto the curb and round nearly, and it's 3 wide. Surely not. Rick backs out very sensibly. The main Wayne can't quite hold on, and Aces makes the move just about. That was brilliant stuff from all three of them. As we've got to cut to Surtak because he's right behind DTS Ayrton and goes for the move down the inside, can't quite get it done. Moti Paretz and Sinful side by side as well. A bit of wheel banging between the two of them. Sinful on the hard tyres, still some wheel banging. They nearly take each other into the wall as Moti Paretz, oh no, that's all on Moti Paretz, and Sinful has, I think we'll see that in the admin room, never mind the stewards room. That is definitely one to take round to there. But Lifebout is 3 seconds in front. Scott is at the moment fighting for his life for this podium, which he'd be delighted with, I'm sure. Amir hounding the Red Bull. Surtak all the way down. The main Wayne has spun as well. I'm shocked that there's no safety car for that incident, but regardless, Aces up to P9 as the main Wayne loses another place. Scott still just about holding on to this podium at the moment. We've got 10 cars left from a 20 car lobby. That is quite remarkable on lap 10 of a sprint race, but you know, that is reverse grid sprints at Zandvoort for you in any league. Not just this isn't a problem with ESRL or anything. Amir round the outside of Scott finally makes that move. Nothing the Red Bull can do, but now he's just going to be hoping that he can keep DTS Ayrton behind as he nearly goes for a spin there at turn 3 and takes the F1 driver line, the real life line, through the banked corner. Rick up to P5 in the meantime. He'll be happy with that after what happened to him in the last race. Alfa Romeo is running very well, 1 and 5 in this race at the moment. And Surtak looking to make progress again up to P7. I think Amir is going to be leading the championship after this race, if it stays like it is. Surtak hounding that Aston Martin through Sector 2, and Tyr very deep. Surtak with the switchback, Tyr onto the grass, and that's a very easy pass for the AlphaTauri. So Zuber still sticking with Rick for now. Lifebout has extended his advantage. He is looking fantastic in his home race here as well. As Amir, though, sets the fastest lap just behind, but is he going to be quick enough to catch the Alfa Romeo? We've got yellow flags. What's happened? Is Lifebout's had a spin. He's had a moment, and this puts Amir into range, DRS range for the McLaren, and it could be a win on the cards for Amir as Lifebout makes a huge error, loses all of his advantage that he had. 3 seconds gone just like that. And he's going to have to work extremely hard to keep this McLaren behind now. Amir, 7 tenths, 8 tenths, as Lifebout goes very deep there, and that's going to cost him a few more tenths. Amir is in range, but it's very hard to overtake on this track. Can he do anything to take this win away from Lifebout, who would be gutted if he lost the win from here for his own mistake? But that is how it goes in racing, and Amir looking to punish him now for that error. Surtak also right behind Zuber in his fight to get into the top 5. Lifebout immediately goes defensive all the way to the wall and goes back onto the racing line because Amir is not quite close enough to make the move. Zuber has lost it at the penultimate corner, so he's going to drop to P8. It's a shame for him, but now Rick is under huge pressure from Surtak, who is, I think, clearly the fastest driver left on track, but just not in the right position to take advantage of it. Scott, by the way, is still holding off Ayrton DTS for that final podium position. It's 1.3 seconds. DTS is not quite quick enough to get in that range, or consistent enough, I should say, of Scott. So we'll see if the Red Bull can hold on. It would be absolutely ecstatic if he could hold on, but Amir right behind Lifebout. The pressure he's putting on this Alfa Romeo, the Dutchman desperate to take a home race victory, but Amir will want to start off this campaign with a podium and a win. What a start it would be for him. He had he really struggled in this previous season of Division 1 in ESRL. Really not a good season for him. He struggled to adapt to this new game, the new handling model. But I'll tell you what, these sprint races, he has been fantastic. Avoiding incidents left, right and centre, making the right calls. And at the moment he is really making up for his torrid season in Division 1 so far. 4 tenths is the gap. Surtak is right behind Rick as well. We've got to keep an eye on that, but this is the battle for the lead. And yeah, just 4 tenths between him and Lifebout still. As Lifebout again deep, but I think it might just be a different line that he takes. Although it did cost him a couple of tenths on the last lap, so maybe it's not the right line. But I know Lifebout well. He will be desperate to take this win. But he's also not the greatest under pressure, such as his history. So we will see if he can handle this. Amir putting him under intense pressure for this whole race it's going to be. Lap 15, here comes the McLaren. He's got the pace. Lifebout all the way to the wall to defend. Round the outside goes Amir for the race lead. He's going to hold it round the outside. Lifebout tries to keep him off. They're going to go side by side into turn 3. Who's going to come out in front? It's going to be Lifebout, but Amir down the inside. Can he make the move for the lead? Not quite. And that's brilliant defending from Lifebout. Absolutely fantastic stuff between these two. This battle for the lead. This is the racing we want to see in ESRL. Not the mess that we've seen before. It is fun, but in reality, we want to see this. This is what we want to see. Hard, clean, fair, And fantastic racing between these two, but Lifebout makes a huge error. Into the gravel he goes. Amir has to react to avoid him, and that could have cost him a chance to take the position on this lap. He's going to have the DRS. Is he going to go for it? No, he's much more sensible than that. He is a wily old fox, is Amir. Season 1, Division 1 champion he is. And he knows exactly when to make these moves. Surtak, meanwhile, has gotten past Rick and is looking to do the same on DTS Ayrton soon, who is in DRS range of Scott now, who's going to be worried. He's got 3 cars right behind him, battling for the podium, so we've got to keep an eye on that as well. We'll cut to Surtak because he's 1.5 tenths behind DTS Ayrton. Can he make the move into turn 1? He's going to go for it. That's a huge send from Surtak. A bit of wheel banging. Ayrton won't be too happy about that, but Surtak made it work. Up to P4 he goes, but he's spun! Oh no, he's out the race! Surtak pushes too hard to get onto the podium, and he is out. Scott will be breathing a huge sigh of relief as that takes a massive amount of pressure off him, because DTS Ayrton has not been fast enough so far this race to really challenge for the podium. Rick could be, though, if he can get past Ayrton in this corner. He's not going to send it there. He's going to be a bit more sensible than that, but is he going to send it down the inside? Here he is. Ayrton tries to leave him the room and does. Rick keeping it round. They're going to go side by side. Still all the way up the hill and down towards the next corner. It's a fantastic move from the Dutchman in the Alfa Romeo. Up to P4 he goes, and the gap to Scott is 1.4 seconds. He's going to be thinking that a podium's on the cards. Is the Dutchman. He's going to be trying to make it a double Alfa Romeo podium, a double Dutch podium. If he can catch that Red Bull, 1.2 seconds is the gap. It looks like he's saved his ERS well. And we've got to keep an eye on this, but we've also got to watch this battle for the lead. Lifebout doing absolutely incredibly to defend so far from Amir. That was amazing racing between the two of them. I think it was lap 15. And it could go all the way down to the final lap here. Amir right behind. Is there going to be another mistake from Lifebout at this upcoming corner? He's made 3 already at this corner, but this time it's perfectly fine for the Dutchman. And he keeps his advantage, but it's a slim advantage, and Amir is right behind, 2 tenths. He's got in DRS range. Surely he's not going to send it. No send from the Israeli quite yet. But they're going to come on to the final lap. Rick is in DRS range of Scott as well, who's going to be gutted if he loses this podium on the final lap, but it could very well happen. Here comes Amir, meanwhile, though. The McLaren right behind the Red Bull. Can he make a move? They've both low on ERS, though, and Amir is not able to close up quick enough. He stays P2 for now. Lifebout, has he done enough, I wonder? Rick is right behind Scott as well. He's going to give it everything on this main straight, but he's not quite close enough either. Scott holds on to P3 for now as they file through Sector 1. 2 fantastic battles as Scott makes a huge error. Can Rick take advantage? He's going to go down the inside, maybe side by side all the way down, but no, Rick backs out in the end. As they come down towards the next section of track, they're nose to tail right next to each other, and Amir and Lifebout are right behind each other as well. I've got to switch to them because Amir is 2 tenths behind. He's going to go for it. Is the Israeli. This is his time to shine. Can he make the move? He's going to look to the outside. Lifebout shows him. Brilliant defending from the Alfa Romeo. Desperately trying to take this win. Amir right behind. Rick is going to make the move on Scott as well. Round the outside goes the Dutchman, and they're still side by side. What a move from Rick. Fantastic stuff, but it's a slight error. We've got to cut to the front. Can Lifebout hold on? Yes, he can. Lifebout takes the win. Fantastic stuff. And Rick is going to take P3 for a double podium for Alfa Romeo. Scott's going to be devastated to lose out there at the final lap, but what a fantastic overtake from Rick. Very well deserved podium for him. DTS Ayrton, another top 5 finish for him as well. Tier is going to come home in P6 after all of that. Aces will be P7. The main Wayne, the Division 2 champion, will come home in P8. Zuba has already crossed the line a lap down in P9. What an amazing, amazing race between Lifebout and Amir and Rick and Scott. That was well worth all the mess earlier on to see that fantastic, fantastic battle. And those are the battles we want to see. That's what we want to see in ESRL. That's what we know ESRL produces. It's fantastic to watch. But I have to say, the two Alfa Romeos drove brilliantly that race. Lifebout, an amazing defense against Amir to hold on to the win. And Rick, what an overtake from him on Scott on the final lap to take the double podium. Brilliant stuff from the two of them. I've got to give driver of the day to Lifebout, I think, for this one. And driver of the day for race 1, I think, has got to go to I think DTS Ayrton gets driver of the day for race 1, because he had a fantastic race, and he did everything he possibly could, and a great result for him, and a result for him here, P5. But this race, all the spoils go to Lifebout. He gets driver of the day from me as well, and he takes the win. Amazingly close fought battle between him and Amir. That was incredible to watch. And Rick making a final lap overtake on Scott right round the outside at a corner which is very difficult to go around the outside on, and he held his nerve and kept the inside for the left-hander. Brilliant stuff from him. He takes the final podium position. Scott will be gutted that he hasn't gotten the podium, but he'll still be happy with P4, I'm sure. DTS Ayrton P5. Tier, Aces, the main Wayne and Zuba a lap down complete the point scoring positions, and then Surtac, RPM Sinful, Moti Peretz, Dennis Ivanov, Avi, Mario, Alfred Chow, Ted, and 3 more who I didn't quite catch, all DNFing from this Zandvoort race. A mess, but well worth it for those 2 battles at the end of that Zandvoort race. Those were incredible to watch. And more of that, please. I know I've seen plenty of that from ESRL. I know that is what it's usually like around here. And yes, hopefully a little less messy next week, but still great fun to watch. And it's been a pleasure to commentate on. So well done to all our drivers today. Well, all the ones who finished the races, and a special mention I think has to go to Robinay, because he drove 2 corners of racing in 2 races before crashing out in 2 crashes, which were neither of which were his fault. Completely neither of them anything to do with him. Just wrong place, wrong time. So special mention to him. Hopefully he can have a better week next week. But regardless of that half spin did not help. Yeah, no, it certainly didn't Lifebout. But that was amazing defending on lap 15 to keep Amir behind. Fantastic racing for both of you there. Yes, thank you all for watching. Only I would spin from net P2. Zuba, no! Oh yeah, I was gutted to see that. You were driving brilliantly up to then, but that is racing. That can happen. But anyways, thank you all for watching. If you're still here, please leave a like. It helps me out and it helps out ESRL. And I hope to see you next week for more sprint racing in ESRL. Thank you all and goodbye.